Hello all, today we're just going to do a quick 10-minute race around ZOLDER. This is just to test out the new Qubic Motion QS-BT1 Seatbelt Tensioner. So as always, I'm still running the DJI Action 4 to give the point of view so you can see the race. Down below I've got a DJI Action 3 which is just recording the BT1's belt tensioning, so you'll be able to see that in action. And then I've also got a Pocket 3 here which has got the face track enabled, so you're going to be able to see the tension of the belts applied from the side as well. So without further more, let's get into it. So I just did a quick 20-minute race and that before running the belt tensioner, and it's just amazing. Like, it adds so much detail to this game now. So every time the car like rotates through a corner, you get individual tension through the left and the right belt. And every single time like I'm shifting gears, you'll see my chest actually pulse, and it's actually just ripping the belt back into the back of the seat. And then as soon as you jump on the anchors, it really tensions up. You probably see me grimacing a little bit as I jump on the anchors, and that is exactly why. So I've always been a believer that motion's probably added the most amount of immersion, but I can honestly say probably the seatbelt tensioner is probably by far the greatest improvement I've done to this sim so far. So thank you, Sam from Clutch Kick in Sydney, for organising that straight from, I think it was, I believe, Sweden. He gave me a phone call yesterday to say that it was on my doorstep ready to unbox and install onto the rig. And just the support that I get from those guys down in Sydney is just next to none. Like, Sam's always happy to share his feedback and advice and that after hours and that with me, so greatly appreciate him for that. And then there was a thing in the instructions as I was installing it that wasn't actually very clear. So when you run two of the direction of fields, it gets you to install a blanking thing in the network with the RG45 port. That's so that the device doesn't keep looking for further devices connected to it. But when you daisy chain the new belt tensioner onto it, they don't actually say to release that. So it's just from knowledge of the system and how it operates. That was removed, and now we have an active belt tensioner. I was kind of a little bit disappointed that it doesn't actually come with a race harness in the box. So I just had to make a little trip to my local racing outlet to grab one of these 5-point racing harnesses. So very easy to set up as well. So in the box and that, you'll get like a little bracket that you mount to the back of your profile, all the hardware and that to mount the belt tensioner onto it. And then you just thread your belt through and then tension the bolts over the belt once it's been attached to your rig, and that'll apply tension, as you can see, through these corners. So as I was like going around the corner, then the right belt was tensioning hard while the left was giving me some slack. So even when the car rotates in a slide, you'll actually start to feel it, and I think it's quite evident if you hit someone or you lock up and that, you're obviously going to feel it as well. The only thing that I think that they've over-exaggerated, which I'll probably turn right down shortly, is every time you are shifting the gears, it's actually just really reefing the belt back into you. And I cannot say that I'm a fan of that. I have to start increasing my fitness again to race these bloody sims. That's nice. A little bit of slack in my seat. I can move around a little bit for a moment at a time. At least now with a safety harness, if I get into a violent accident or something, it doesn't throw me out the window like it was before. It keeps you nice and firm, so even like when you're in a corner, you can actually like lean into the belt to actually brace yourself, so I'm really liking that. Don't know how this belt tensioner is going to perform in the Formula 1 games. Obviously, sustain a fair amount of G-force when you're in that. I think this belt tensioner can produce 1 G. Don't quote me to it, but I believe it was up around there somewhere. It's definitely a whole lot of fun having this belt tensioner, but I was a bit sceptical purchasing one, but I ended up getting one from Sam as a prototype. So pre-release. Yeah, even with the Porsche as she understeers, the belt is slacking off, and oh, this is just next level. Absolutely loving it. Probably notice my face expression change when I'm jumping on the anchors, because it is actually really applying a lot of pressure. And as soon as you let off the brakes and that and get back on the throttle, the belt's loosen right up for you. Come on, get out of the road, you wingnut. Yeah, I've got to hand it to Qubic. I reckon they're a great manufacturer. There's just nothing that compares to them. They're just... I hate saying next level because that's another company which generally doesn't have that great a quality of products that I've found in the past. But Qubic is just sensational. Try and pull the car up without over-rotating and cooking my tyres. This corner here becomes very painful in the Porsche once the tyres are starting to heat up and get worn a little bit. Really got to let off that brake pedal very slowly, otherwise she'll start to over-rotate. Squeeze through this little gap here. Give him a little bit of racing line, but he dropped back a fair bit. Really want to try Bathurst at the end of Conrod Straight when you're really jumping on the anchors. And I imagine like when you're going through like the Dipper and even the Darouge or the Corkscrew at Laguna Seca, whether the belts, or they should, tension off when you're going through negative Gs. Nearly out of it. The sun is very bright in this game. Yeah, so since I actually wanted to show the new belt tensioner and that, I've got the lights on at the moment. So increase the light in the room. Otherwise I'd be playing in that with a Philips Hue and lights reflecting what's actually happening in the game. But yeah, definitely if you're enjoying the video with the belt tensioner, definitely reach out to Sam Clutch Kick in Sydney. Been running this motion for a couple of weeks now, and after a while you don't notice it anymore. You kind of just get used to it. I'm like looking around the room at the things that are static and seeing them move, but just all these subtle cues and that I'm just not really focused to anymore. So managed to gain ourselves from 34th and that to 8th. Obviously everyone wants to get first place, but given a quick sprint race, 34th to 8th is, yeah, I won't say that's that bad. It's all about just having fun, and this was mainly just a short little review of the BT1. Like I was saying before, Porsche really loves to understeer once the tyres start to heat up and wear a little. It allows for a little bit more corner speed being a rear engine car. Those Bentleys sound absolutely amazing. Oh, a little bit of a lock up there. I've lost a fair bit of safety rating since having this new gear, because I'm still trying to get used to it and probably caused some unnecessary accidents. But now that I'm starting to get used to the hydraulic brake, the haptic feedbacks of the pedals and the new Simagic gear, it's definitely increasing my consistency, and I feel like I'm becoming a much safer driver these days. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it's given you some insight into the new BT1 that they've just released. Any questions with it, feel free to comment and like and subscribe to the channel, and you might actually find some more videos coming up shortly with a more detailed feedback of it. Cheers guys, I'll see you in the next one.